How's it going? So welcome to my YouTube channel. This is my very first YouTube video. Haven't really ever done this before, but it should be a very interesting and exciting journey, and I'm very excited to be a part of this journey and to have you be a part of my journey. So let me just introduce myself. My name is Parth. I am a front-end developer. I've been doing front-end development for about 4.5 to 5 years. Um, I majored in computer science in college. I just have never finished, but I do intend on piecemealing my way towards my degree. Um, if you know how that is, um, I'm mostly self-taught. Um, I started out, basically just coding in raw HTML, CSS, making websites, practicing in my basement for 3, 4 months at a time. I would just, go out very limited, go to work, come back, code, make websites. I remember my very first website was complete. I don't, I don't even want to think about it. It was just literally just divs of just different colors and hi, this is a div. Hi, this is the div going all the way down. Worst website ever. And at the time I was so excited. I was like, wow, look at me, I'm so skilled. I made my own website. Wow, look, I said I rendered hello world. This is a div on the browser. Um, Learned a lot, and most of it was self-taught. A lot of the stuff that I know today, as most of you guys are all self-taught. You learn on the job. You learn while doing. You learn from your peers, from your coworkers. You learn so much from mentors. For me personally, I I put in the time, um, to just practice, put in the time. Um, Coming into web development, I knew that um, I was more of a creative, um, but not just the creative where I only wanted to learn HTML and CSS. For me, like it never ended at just that. I was always interested in, um, you know, understanding the mechanics of how things work, how the browser works. Why does my file render in the browser? What happens from when I, finish coding a page to when I hit save? What happens? How does it render in the browser? These are the things that always interested me, which is why I chose my niche as a front end developer. And it wasn't easy. It's never easy choosing your niche. Um, there's a lot of pitfalls. There are a lot of steps. There are a lot of doubts. There are a lot of moments where you know you kind of doubt yourself. Like, hey, can I do this? Can I really do this? But I think, from my personal humble opinion, I think the real champions look inward, take that doubt, and use that as fuel forward. And that might sound, you know, cheesy or whatever you want to call it, but it's literal. It's true. My journey has not been easy at all. Um, you know, Struggling with personal life and financial life, and um, but it has never been easy. And these are the struggles that mostly everybody goes through. And I can say that I had it good because there's always somebody that had it worse. There's always someone that has it worse than you, and in my opinion. But anyways, getting back on the topic, yeah, I started off, just learning HTML, CSS, just building out crappy websites, crappy landing pages, and then, um, you know, slowly easing myself into. I actually started with jQuery. That's how I got introduced to JavaScript. I was doing the W3 jQuery course. I think they had a jQuery course at the time. This is going back about 4 years. That's how I started my journey as a JavaScript enthusiast as well. And that's something I might add is I absolutely love JavaScript. It's my all-time favorite. As much as I love React, I love vanilla JavaScript. It's just don't ask. I love it. Anyways, that's how I started. Just learning coding, basic stuff on my own. Never really had anybody to bug and poke and be like, hey, what does this mean or what does that mean? It was just me and Google. Uh, the lone ranger, I was my own teacher and my own student, kind of thing. Um, Started an internship, which which is a funny thing because when I did my internship, I had no idea what WordPress was. Absolutely no idea. I had never heard what WordPress was. Um, and the gentleman who was the prevalent developer at that firm, um, basically walked in and gave me like a 5 minute introduction to what WordPress is, and literally like 5 minutes. That was it. He was in, he was out. This is how you log in. This is the dashboard. That's it. So me being in, a little intern who didn't know what he was doing, with zero experience. I went in. I was just like, okay, and one of my core strengths is that I'm a fast learner. If you just put me there and just show me, I'll poke around at it. Give me a few hours, a couple of days, I'll get it. And realizing that was one of my strengths. And these are the things that you realize, you learn about yourself as you're starting off and as you grow and in the work field and workforce. Excuse me. These are things that you learn about yourself. And basically, I was able to take those 5 minutes, expand on it, and just keep learning. And I made a lot of their pages for their website, and from there I got my first. After that, I interned for about 4 or 5 months. After that, I got my first part-time job actually, as a developer, as a front-end developer. One man department, wore multiple hats. Did a little bit of design work here and there. I remember the first day, my boss actually sat me down and he introduced me to Adobe Illustrator. I had no idea how to use any of this, and he took the time. He sat there with me, and he showed me how to make shapes and drag and drop pictures and cut, edit, and I really appreciated that. I mean, that was amazing because here's somebody who's my boss, who's taking time, who even hired me with just an internship, under my belt, and sat me down and showed me how to work, as not only as just like a one-man department, but basically showed me a lot of the tools that the industry uses today. Even though versions change and the improvements are always there, but that's something that I really appreciated about that place. And that was my first developer job, I guess you could say. And I was making websites. It was a smaller agency, less than 15 people, but it was still fast paced, and I had to deliver. It was a great experience. A lot of cool people, a lot of great people that I met there. A lot of very helpful people. A great experience. But like I said, since it was a one-man show, I was doing all this on my own. I was pumping out websites on my own. Having WordPress experience helped because a lot of the websites that we built, were WordPress sites. Now, these were not. I just want to point it out that these were not custom WordPress sites. These were just either raw HTML, CSS, a little bit of jQuery here and there for small little menu animations and whatnot. But these were mostly WordPress. So that's where I was really introduced to the style of working at a smaller startup where you're not, it's kind of like you're the one-man show. It's kind of like you walk into a hotel and the guy who's at the concierge desk is also the bartender. He's also the housekeeping, etc., etc. So that was my first real job as a developer. After that, I did a 10-month long boot camp. I discourage the word boot camp in this context, but in hindsight, I guess you could say it was a boot camp, but it was a fellowship. It was a 10-month long fellowship, which gave me the more practical work experience that I was looking for. I was able to polish up my basic development skills and um, go be immersed in the industry like never before. Like we were having people coming in from all these big companies that were showing us, best practices and how tools are being used in the industry today, or what tools are being used. What to look out for, the gotchas in coding in JavaScript, React, and this was a full stack development, web development cohort. We started off in basic JavaScript, and then we went over to React and Redux, etc., etc. And then we jumped into things like Express, Node, and we were building web apps on a constant basis. We were learning on during day. We had a 1 hour lunch, and then after lunch we would build projects based on what we learned. And there was also tons of hackathons that we did, which was great experience. I even got the chance to visit Facebook office in New York, in Manhattan. It was amazing, amazing. Um, and this was a fellowship where obviously it wasn't paid because it was a fellowship, but it was modeled around a startup. It was modeled around a like a regular startup that that's in today's workforce. The only thing was we weren't getting paid. It was Monday through Friday, and there was an additional 40 hours of coding outside of that. So what I learned from that boot camp, and I'm not saying that you should do a boot camp or you should do one of these fellowships, or um, it's really, if you have the drive to learn, and if you want to do it, if you want to go into software development, you can even learn the stuff on your own. It's just you learn a lot more about yourself when you're actually pushed to do it. When you have no choice. When you're not sitting at home and there's a distraction, or the TV's right there. You want to pick up the remote and hit start, or you want to go hang out with your friends for a couple of hours. Um, so I'm not saying boot camps are good or boot camps are bad, but it's they help in a lot of personal development. They have the resources that you really won't find as much, learning from home. The plus side to going it solo is that you can kind of take your time with it, but it's sometimes it's just best to just be thrown in, and now you're just forced to learn. Now you're just forced to do things at a fast pace. Right after that fellowship, actually, I worked at another medium-sized company, small to medium-sized company, as a front-end developer. Um, one-man show again. Worked with one designer, one back-end developer, and a few other marketing people, which was great experience, amazing experience. Um, and now I'm actually working at a very very, very amazing agency, very fast paced, great experience, um, and this is my journey at this moment. What my aim is to just get better and better as a developer, just to get better and learn as much as I can, and basically my goal with this channel is to share my knowledge, and also learn as much as I can from you guys, because it's you guys that are going to be driving this channel forward. Really, I'm just here to really share my experiences, and I'll be talking about different topics as well. Different from I'll be talking mainly about software development as a whole. Certain topics, certain niches, and whatever topics you guys want to talk about, I'll be here to talk about. But I'll try to keep things open ended. We'll talk about different subjects, and um, it'll be fun. But yeah, I'm excited, and I know it's about 15 minutes now. Wow, I just hit 15 minutes. If you stuck around this long, then I think you should definitely hit the subscribe button. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, please hit the subscribe button. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and catch you in the next video, and we'll dive into some more code, and we'll hit the ground running hopefully. Thanks. Bye.